The woman spoke again before he could ask aloud. The shoulder will leave me alone, an old woman on her own. It would be more dangerous for me to travel with you. She shook her head in sympathy. I am sorry I cannot help you any more, she said. Wherever it is your walk, just be sure to walk away from the fighting. Sylvia stumbled back to the barn. What will I do? Where will I go? The words repeated themselves a thousand times in his head. It was so strange. He had known the old woman for only a few days, but now he could not imagine what he would do when she was gone. He sat inside the barn and stared out, looking at nothing. As the light grew dimmer, the noises of evening began, the buzz of insects, the resolution of dry leaf, and another sound's voice. Sylvia turned his head toward the sound. Yes, it was a voice. Some people were walking toward the house, a small group, fewer than a dozen. As they approached, Sylvia took a sharp breath. In the fading light he could see the face of those nearest him. Two of the men had patterns of sheep's scare on their forehead. Dinka partners again, the kind that were given to the boy in Sylvia village as part of the ritual of becoming a man. These people were Dinka too. Called his family be among them. Sylvia held his breath as he scanned the face one by one. The air left his lung and seemed to talk all hope with it. Stranger, no one from his family. The old woman came up behind him and greeted the group. Where are you going? She asked. A few of the people exchanged Yunzi glances. There was no reply. The woman put her hand on Sylvia's shoulder. His one is alone. Will you take him with you? Sylvia saw depth on the people's face. Several men at the front of the group began speaking to each other. He is a shelter. He will slow us down another moment to feed. It is already hard enough to find food. He is too young to do any real work. He will be of no help to use. Sylvia hung his head. You would leave him behind again, just as the other had. The woman in the group reached out and touched the arm of one of the men. She said nothing but looked first at the men and then at Sylvia. The man nodded and turned to the group. We will take him with us, he said. Sylvia looked up quickly. A few in the group were shaking their head and grumbling. The man shouting, he is Dinka, he said, and began walking again. The old woman gave Sylvia a bag of pants and a gourd for drinking water. He thanked her and said goodbye. Then he coughed up with the group determination not to lag behind, not to complain, not to be any trouble to anyone. He did not even ask where they were going for fear that his question would be unwelcome. He knew only that they were Dinka and that they were trying to stay away from the war. He had to be content with that. The day became a never-ending walk. Sylvia Fett kept time with the tooth in his head, the same world over and over. Where is my family? Where is my family? Every day he walked and walked. The group rested at midday and walked again until dark. They slept on the ground. The children changed from scrap to wonderland. They walked among stand of stand. Tree. There was little to eat, a few fruit here and there, always other unripe or woman rotten. Sylvia's panther were going by the end of the day. After about a week, they were joined by more people. Another group of Dinka in Sylvia, member of a tribe called the Jorshal, men and women, boys and girls, old and young, walking to nowhere. Sylvia has never been so hungry. He stumbled along somehow. Of Moving one foot ahead of the other, not noticing the ground he walked on or the forest around him or the light in the sky. Nothing was really except his hungry once a hollow in his stomach, but now a deep basing pain in every part of him. Usually he walked among the Dinka, but today, shuffling along in a daze, he found he had fallen a little behind. Walking next to him was a young man from the jar school. Sylvia didn't know much about him except that his name was Bisk. As they walked along, Baska, Bexa, sorry, Bexa slowed down. Sylvia wondered slightly if the children tried to keep up a bit better. Just then, Becca stopped walking. Sylvia stopped too, but he was too weak and hungry to ask why they were standing still. Biska basked his head and forward his brow. Like teenager, they stood motionless for several moments. Sylvia could hear the noise of the rest of the group ahead of them, a few faint voice birds calling somewhere in the tree. He strained his ear. What was it? Just Planet Bump? Was the gunfire getting closer inside of farther away? Sylvia's fear began to grow until it was even stronger than his hungry then. I also smell spread over Beck's face. There you are. Sylvia frowned and shook his head. Yes, there it is again. Come back, began walking very quickly. Sylvia struggled to keep up, to Paxa paused to listen, then kept going even faster. What? Sylvia started to ask. Pasca stopped abruptly in front of a very large tree. Yes, he said. Now go call the other. By now Sylvia I'd cough the feeling of examination, but what shall I tell them? The bird, the one I was listening to, had led me right here.